Definitely my fault. Let's get the show rolling.
I do something called the 5-star shout out. I'm gonna say this line. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You can't make you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Happy holidays. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to the Side Jawn as we come to y'all each and every Saturday morning. And I am your host, Dennis Holmes, and I'm here with my co-host, the Chocolate Girl.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Side Jawn. Good morning, Dennis. Glad to be here with you today. Mm-hmm. It's been a while. Well, no, it's been a couple of weeks just since it's been just me and you. We had a guest last week, which was awesome. But it's good to chop it up with just the two of us sometime. But we're here on Saturday, my favorite day of the week. Love it.
Right. I love it too. And like we come to y'all each and every Saturday, we ask the same question that we asked ourselves. We asked y'all, how was your week?
I've had a very busy week. I told you I've lost a couple of people close to me recently, and I lost my cousin last week. And it's not like she wasn't a cousin that like I talk to every week or anything like that, but she's my cousin. And I'm very, I don't know, I guess I'm very emotional about my family. I don't care if it's my 15th cousin twice removed. It's still family to me. That's just how serious I am about it. And I've been feeling some type of way. I'm like, she was a treasure to her branch of the tree, and kind of kept everybody together. I always had something positive to say. And the last time I saw her, I remember just how warm and inviting, and her hug was very tight and very warm. I just remember that. And so may she rest in peace. And I don't deal well with death. And it's just brought all that back to me this week. So let me tell you what I've done this week, Dennis. I have gone harder this past week to try to grapple with all this recent deaths that I've experienced close to me. So I went harder this week. I did more this week. I try to work on my business more. I've been trying to make most of our Steppers events. Shout out to RTP Steppers. Got my t-shirt on this morning. And I just trying to get things done. Like on my what I call my eternal to-do list of things that I just want to do or need to do. And sometimes don't take time to do. Like I have a stack of mail here I got to go through and file away and stuff like that. So I've been trying to do that type of thing. So felt good to check some things off on the to-do list. Still working on my physique, my weight, my health and everything. Drinking a whole lot of water. Increasing my exercise, moving something. Remember that old Trick Daddy song, Move Something?
Yeah.
You remember that song because that was before your time, I guess. But
no, I remember the song.
Yeah, it was quite nasty. So the clean version is the one I always listen to. But so I put that on. I was like, move something, and working out to that and some other songs. So it's been a very eventful week and good week. How about you, Dennis?
Well, all right, before I start about the week, right? You said twice removed. I don't know if I've asked you this, right? Because I'll be wanting to know what people are talking about. Once removed, twice removed. Let's get the specifics on that. What does that mean?
I don't know. Let me tell you what let me tell you what I think it means. Twice removed to me makes me think that means by marriage, somewhere on that side of somewhere in that bloodline, twice removed, but they're still your family. That's what I thought. So let me look up what this means.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what I thought it meant. I thought it meant like, let's just say your aunt and your uncle got married, and then next thing you know, they broke up, then they got back together. So it was like you was family, you ain't family. But I always thought once you in the family, you family, no matter what happened, unless you did some bad things and stuff like that. But like, you family.
Okay, well, I got the meaning.
Okay.
The real meaning is the meaning that I should have known, but didn't. Twice removed in genealogy indicates a cousin relationship separated by 2 generations, such as your grandparents' siblings' grandchild, which is first cousin twice removed. That makes sense. So looking at Cheryl, she would be my first cousin twice removed. Actually, she would be.
Yeah. That.
No, once removed. She'd be once removed because she was my father's niece. She was my father's niece. So that was my aunt's daughter. My aunt, as far as my father's sister's daughter. Right? So she would be my first cousin. So instead of saying once removed, you just call them first cousin. So she was actually my first cousin. She was my first cousin.
Yeah, I think I just thought it was that, you know what I mean? Yeah, they broke up, so he went and got married to somebody else. So they somebody else's family. The next thing you know, that ain't work out right. So he came back. That's what I thought twice removed was. I had no idea. I had to ask. So I was like, I have no idea what that
was. But see, that goes to show you that you shouldn't throw terms around you don't know the real meaning of. So
that's why I don't never say
I should stop saying that because I sure didn't know what it meant. But anyway, we got that out the way. Now I got it straight. I can use it now.
I'm one of the people, if I don't know what it means, I ain't saying it. I am definitely one of the people. I don't know what it means. You ain't gonna hear me say it.
You gonna hear you say it. But how was your week, darling?
My week was good. Just connecting with the family, make sure everybody all right. Like I said, my sister lost to one of her brothers, which is a brother to me as well. Bunkers was lost. His real name is Maurice, but we always call him Bunkers.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Bunkers has passed away. I heard about AB and his mom had passed away. You know what I mean? So I reached out to them, making sure that they straight.
Sending my condolences, AB.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I don't know what it's like to lose a parent. And I really don't want to know.
I'm telling you, Dennis.
Yeah.
People say the worst is losing a child.
Okay? I don't want to know that either.
I know it. I know. I had 2. I had 2 miscarriages before I had my son. And it's not easy. But after having your parents all these years and all of a sudden they're gone, the only way I can describe it is like somebody cutting your arms off. Like when I lost my dad, I lost him first. It was like somebody cut off my left arm. But then when I lost my mom, it's like my right arm because see, I'm right-handed. And I learned nearly everything from her as being the same-sex parent. And it just feels like you feel like you're just like this with no arms, just walking around, can't do anything. That's the only way I can describe it. It's a weird feeling because you're out here navigating and you feel like you're doing it by yourself now because you don't have that person to seek that knowledgeable advice from anymore. I'm telling you, Dennis. I'm just telling you. So I always tell my friends when they lose a parent, if you're having trouble, I'm here. You can talk to me about it because I know. I've been through it twice, and there's not a day I don't look at their pictures and say, man, I wish you were still here. But the good thing, I'm gonna let this go after I say this. The good thing about it is when they both passed away, I had no regrets. They both knew how much I loved them and how much they meant to me because I let them know often, nearly every day. And so it was easier. It made it easier just for that one little moment, but it's not easy at all. Not easy. So my condolences to AB.
Most definitely. Now, with that being said, I know that with like people who have lost parents, they usually wasn't the same. Now, the closest I got to that was losing all of my grandparents. Like I lost all of them. Now, I know some people be like, man, I ain't even had no grandparents. Well, I was brought up, my mom had me young. She was 18 when she had me. My dad was 20. So I had all my grandparents except from one.
Mm-hmm.
Like even my great grandparents, I only just had, I was missing one. So my dad's mother and his grandmother was there. But his grandfather, which is my great grandfather, was not there. That's Elton Rome. That's the only one that wasn't there. Everybody else was there. So Betty and Willie Towns was there. I had
Betty and Willie. I love it.
Betty and Willie Towns. That's my dad's mom. Mom and dad. Then I had I had Lucille Rome, which is her mother. Then on my mom's side, I had Romella and Coleman Holmes, and then their parents was Corey and Charlie Wise.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that went. I had all of them. So I was like, that's why when people used to be like, oh, I'm going to my grandma's house. I'd be like, oh, which one you going to? Like, what do you mean, which one? My fault.
You are blessed. I never saw my great grandparents on either side, but I had all my grandparents except my father's father died just before my second birthday. So I don't remember him. But I had all my other grandparents. All of them on both sides, but never the greats.
Yeah, I had all great grandparents here. But they all about by the time 2013 came around, all of them had passed away. And I was close to my grandparents because the grandparents, they spoil you. And I ain't even talking about buying you a bunch of things. I'm just talking about spoiling you on what you want. I cooked your favorite.
Right.
My grandma knew I love meatloaf. My grandma cooked my favorite. You know what I mean? And to me, she made the best meatloaf. I've been trying other meatloafs. They ain't really been hit.
Well, that's because you never had my mama's great meatloaf.
Yeah, that's what some people.
You know how we do.
That's how some people have said that to me, but they ain't been hit. I got some people that got close though. They got close.
I keep saying you got to try the potato salad, man.
Yeah, my grandma. Yeah, it's another one. Shit, meatloaf and potato salad. That was her thing. Her potato salad was famous. Like I said, she got close. Some girls got close. And my grandma would do this joint. My grandma had all types of crazy names. So she'll have this poor man spaghetti. So if we eating spaghetti the next day, she called it poor man spaghetti and put bacon on it. And I was like, I don't know if that's considered poor man spaghetti because everybody ain't got no bacon.
That's true. Everybody didn't have bacon.
She would call it poor man spaghetti, and she'd be
but
like,
they had it. They had that fat back and them knuckles, them pork knuckles, pig knuckles, pigs, feet. Yeah.
Sister Sheila in the house. What's up, baby?
What's up, Sister Sheila? But yeah, it was it was good to have my grandparents and my parents. It was tough though losing. I was very, very close with my mother's parents. And I was very close to my father's mom too. Like I said, his dad passed though when I was just about 2. Yeah.
Well, to me, they were about they were equal. They were all equal to me. And it's kind of crazy because my dad's mom and my mom's mom born the same year, same month, birthday a couple days apart.
Wow. That's
Straight like
wild.
that. Same year, same month, birthday a couple days apart. My dad's mom birthday, my mom's birthday, which is Romella Holmes. Her birthday is May 18th, 1944. All right. My dad's mom is May 22nd, and she also celebrates the 23rd because the birth certificate say one thing, she was born on another day. I gotta say that because I can hear her talking to me now. 1944 though.
1944.
1944, both of them. But
see, my parents were born in the 30s.
Yeah, it has been a good week. I will have to say that it has been a good week. I have had a good time. Oh my God, just keep checking up on people, y'all, man. You never know what may happen. Just keep checking up on people. Just see how they doing. Even if they don't say nothing back to you, just keep checking up on people. Never know what may happen. Because I just never know. I don't like when I go to funerals, what I don't like to see, but it happens a lot, is them people who be falling out and doing all that extra because they wasn't healed and they still got regrets on the things that they did with people.
Right. And you know what? That's the reason why it's hard for me when I go to funerals because I'm very emotional. And I really want to be one of those people that fall out sometimes. But I don't want people to think that I'm one of them people that got regrets. So I control it. And that's really on my mind. It really is, even in the middle of a funeral. But I don't have regrets usually because I let people know how I feel about them while they're alive and well. So they should know because I tell them. I may not tell them as often as maybe I should, but they do know. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, they know.
And Sister Sheila says she got the good meatloaf.
Oh, yeah, she makes a very good meatloaf. I love her meatloaf, but her chili, love her chili. The chili be really be hitting, boy. So much so that I will either buy Wendy's chili or ask her to make me chili. I refuse to make. I don't even make chili.
I'm a Wendy's chili guy. Like I tried other chilies. Nah, I'd rather get Wendy's.
If you gotta buy chili anywhere, that's where I would buy it. Their chili is absolutely wonderful. But Shiva, give Wendy's a good run for their money, honey.
I ain't gonna lie to you. And I've done it before, but I need to, I probably will do this probably like once a month. I like the rice and beans from Popeyes. I don't know why, but I like them a lot.
Let me tell you something, honey.
And I want to mix that with the chili from Wendy's.
I am the rice and bean queen.
Yeah.
I got some beans in there right now. My son came over. He was looking in the refrigerator. What you got? What you got? What you got? I said, I got some beans and rice. And surprisingly to me, he was fine with that, right? No meat, just beans and rice. He took that beans and rice, warmed it up. Man, Mom, these are good. These are good. I was like, I know. I mean, beans and rice. And I love them. And beans are cheap. Let me tell you, if you need, your money is tight, but you want to eat good, go to the store, get you some bags of dry beans and some rice, and that will fill you up. I'm telling you, I can live off beans and rice for 2 or 3 weeks and be fine.
But people ain't out there doing the bags of dry beans, though.
That's because they probably weren't taught. See, you got to be taught how to cook beans. Everybody can't cook good beans.
No.
And A lot of people who say, well, I don't have time. Yes, you do. You just got to have the right stove. If you have a gas stove, then yeah, you might not have time because you got to really watch a pot when you have gas stove. But when you have electric stove, you can put that on a certain setting and let it just cook easy while you're going around doing your chores, doing your work, making your phone calls. It's still cooking. You don't have to sit and watch a pot of beans. And you don't make the rice until the beans are done. You always talk about, you always cook the beans first. And you don't make the rice until just before time to eat it. With that fresh rice, that butter and salt on it, the beans. I'm telling y'all. But anyway. Yeah. Hey, Derek said my mama every Saturday morning fried beef, bologna, and cream of wheat and apple juice. Now, I like that except for the cream of wheat. People who eat cream of wheat, y'all have got to explain how you eat cream of wheat. You can literally taste the curds of wheat in it. It's just nasty. How do you eat that stuff?
See, I feel as though, and maybe that was the way I was brought up because there's other people that do other things. But I don't believe in sugar on grits. Okay, so cream of wheat was the sweetener, grits was the salty. All right, you didn't have them together. Okay, it was either a cream of wheat day or it was a grits day, and it was whatever your mama was feeling. It wasn't, hey mom, what's y'all want for breakfast? Oh, well I want no. I ain't ever had that type of request. Okay, get that out the way. I ain't ever had that type of request.
It's oatmeal and grits, not no cream of wheat.
And cream of wheat.
I'll tell you one time I was in the hospital, right? You know, hospital food. But luckily for us.
I remember I was in there for a week. I remember.
Well, one of the hospitals that we have here actually has good food. Okay. So that whole hospital food jokes that people have and stuff, I haven't had to experience that the last 20 years, just about, because they have good food here in Durham, North Carolina. So breakfast came, and the first breakfast you usually don't pick because you're just getting there, and you might have been, I was out of it. So I did not pick the first breakfast. So they brought me this first breakfast, and it had what I thought was oatmeal, right? Because they brought some sugar packets. They brought sugar, salt, pepper, and butter. So I put the butter and the sugar in there and stirred it up, thinking that it's oatmeal. Took a bite. Oh my God. It was like, then I looked at put the slip up, cream of wheat. I was like, oh my God, no. Even now, old as I am, I still can't stand it. It's a texture thing. You can actually taste and feel the grains of the wheat. Ugh. I'm sorry. I don't see how y'all eat it.
Yeah, can't do it. That's just me. And you know, we're coming up on a holiday out here, a major holiday, Easter. And some people like Easter brunch over Easter dinner. I think Easter has faded as a holiday, personally. That's how I feel about it. I feel though it's faded as a holiday.
You mean as like a family celebrated holiday, or just
family celebrated holiday? Like nobody, just like I haven't been to nobody's house for Easter in almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody's doing anything. What you doing for Easter? Huh? I'm going to church. That's about it. You know, that's usually what they say. I'm going to church. It's a big going to church celebration. Is everybody going to church Easter? You know, Christmas, New Year's. There's a big going to church, but it isn't like you're not going to the supermarket and there's no more such and such because it's Easter. It ain't like New Year's where ain't no more black eyed peas because it's Easter. You see what I'm saying? And collard greens. That ain't right. It doesn't have that effect. And people used to get dressed up. That don't have that effect no more either.
Yeah. Well, it used to be. Well, let me tell you. I got so many thoughts in my head at once. I don't even know where to begin from what you just said. But let's just start about the dress up. I don't know about you, but I remember when my son was little going to Payless Shoes and getting shoes for him every Easter, right? When he was little, because, as he got older, of course, kids didn't want to go to Payless because they didn't want people to know
they knew you were wearing Payless stuff because they've been in there, so now they talking about you.
But see, Payless, right? But Payless was my store. I used to buy my own shoes from Payless, honey, and that's when Payless shoes lasted. That was in the beginning when their shoes were still good, and I used to go get some Payless shoes, and then I always took them to JCPenney because JCPenney had the best little boy clothes, and of course I would get my Easter dress or whatever. But yeah, it was a thing. Even when I was growing up, it was a thing to get a new Easter dress. And Mom always had us looking pretty in our Easter dresses when we were kids. It was a big deal. And like I was telling you before the show, yes, going to church was a thing, and it still is a thing now. I'm not sure if people are saying the same things that we used to say, but for the Gen X and baby boomer generations, Easter was the one Sunday that you went to church if you didn't go any other time of the year. It wasn't New Year's and Christmas. It was Easter. And we would see people at church we hadn't seen since last Easter. Like, oh, they still living. Okay, that's cool. But Easter was the thing. Church, in our church, in the first church building that we had when we were young, there was a balcony. It was so big. It was big, and then they had a balcony section and everything. You used to look up, that church would be packed on Easter. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And then did you do the Easter breakfast at your church? Did y'all have like a sunrise service at your church? We had sunrise service.
No, I haven't eaten at none of my grandmother's churches as a meal. I haven't eaten a meal at none of my grandmother's churches. It might have been some cake there. Light refreshments, as they say. Okay.
Listen, we had a kitchen.
Communion Sunday. That's about
we had a real full-fledged institutional kitchen in both of them buildings that I grew up in going to church. And we had this group called the Men of Westwood. The name of our church was Westwood. And the Men of Westwood used to cook Easter breakfast. Sheila, you can comment, you remember. And the Men of Westwood would cook breakfast. And so we would go to sunrise service at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And then after the sunrise service, which was abbreviated, so it would only last like 20 minutes, maybe 30.
Mm-hmm.
Then we would go have breakfast in the fellowship hall, of course, of the church, which was huge too. We had a huge church. And then after that, we would go back into the main sanctuary and have Easter service. And of course, Easter service, we always read the scriptures and told the whole story of Jesus and how he died and how he resurrected and what that means and everything. And it was long. It was always a 2-hour service instead of our normal 1 hour. And we would see all the people we hadn't seen since last Easter. That was a big deal. So you had to come with your Easter best on. Right. You can't wear the same thing you wore last Easter because people remember it.
My grandpa would do that. Made all that money. He had his one good suit that he wear. Mind you, a bunch of suits this time. But on Easter, mind you, he ain't going to church. I ain't ever seen my grandpa in church. Let me get that out the way. All right. We'll get home from church. He outside with the suit on, just chilling.
On Easter.
On Easter. Suit, shoes, everything. Suited and booted. I ain't ever seen him in church.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a funeral. If it's a funeral, he went to church. But other than that, I haven't seen him in church.
Yeah. But yeah, Easter was always a big deal. And sometimes if we weren't too tired from going to the one church, there was a second church that we would go and catch the tail end of, because it was a Baptist church, so they in there from 10:30 until 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon sometime, right? But we would get done about 12 or 1 between 12:30, we're done and back home. So we would walk down the block to this other church and catch the tail end of their service. And then they had food after the service, and we would go eat again. So we would eat twice.
My aunt, God rest her soul, she used to do a lot of catering all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, because my grandma had the restaurant, but they would be like, "Oh, well, can you cater an event?" And she would just put it all on my aunt, and my aunt would do all the catering. So I remember one time I was talking to my aunt. I was like, "Hey, you did all the catering?" And she was like, "Listen, there is a certain type of people I don't like catering for because they ain't never full." I said, "What you talking about?" Church people. Church people ain't never full. I don't care how much food you got, they always hungry. And they can eat.
Yep.
And they keep eating.
Yep.
And will praise the Lord and come back and eat some more.
Yep. And ask you for your foil to take some home.
She was like, church folks ain't never full.
They always got to take a plate home, though.
They always said that, and I used to always laugh about it until I seen it in action. I was like, she ain't lying. She ain't lying.
But yeah, Easter. Did you grow up learning what the true meaning of Easter was, Dennis?
I grew up learning it. I understand the resurrection of the Lord. I understand the Good Friday, Palm Sunday. But there's a lot of people don't understand it. So we're here to educate them. But as far as Easter, like I said, I just felt as though Easter's lost this, this spunk. And you know what? I think when I get things together, I'm going to bring back hosting. I'm going to host Easter and Thanksgiving.
Well, for a while, especially after Mom passed. Well, yeah, especially before she passed, actually, I used to be the one to host Easter. Nobody else in the family wanted to do Easter. So I said, well, I'll do Easter. Right? Just since about maybe 2015, something like that. And the thing was, I didn't even ask anybody to make anything. It would just be me making the dinner. Now, if they wanted to contribute, they could, but I didn't necessarily ask people, to bring stuff or whatever. And but lately, over the last several years now, maybe about 4 years, I haven't done it because nobody's been, the whole family hasn't been around for Easter. And it's like, I don't want to make all this food. And then I got all this food in my freezer because I got a small freezer. I don't have room for all that. So we stopped doing it really for Easter. But I think tomorrow I might go to brunch.
Yeah, going to brunch. I'm not mad at going to brunch. Going to brunch is good. As a matter of fact, so this is okay. Let me bring it back. So back when I was younger and very vindictive. Okay, let me just get that out the way. I did some very vindictive things. Used to be a set of freeloaders that used to come around. All right, they used to come around. Set of freeloaders. Now they knew to show up to the party around 7 p.m. because they knew by then the food would be cooked and everybody be there. It'd be catered to. All the holidays they came to like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody would talk about them like, I'm tired of them coming around here always eating. All they do is come around, eat. They don't even, pay for nothing like that. So Easter came around. I was like, well, you know what? Let's do an Easter brunch. Right at the church. Come in, we get brunch food, eat all that. We done by like 5 o'clock. By the time they came in at 7, it was a clean kitchen. I'm talking about old school clean, where they done mop the floor, you can't go in the kitchen. Let me get that out. Old school clean, all right? I don't know what y'all consider a clean kitchen now. I'm talking old school clean. They done mop the floor. Ain't nothing in the dishwasher, nothing. We was all done. We all sleep in the living room, knocked out. You understand?
Right.
They came over. Hey, what's going on? Where's everybody? Ain't nobody here. Oh, y'all didn't cook for Easter? No, we ain't cook for Easter. We had brunch. 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 Yeah, we have brunch. We have brunch. Listen, we didn't have a freeloader issue since then.
Of course not. Messed up their timing. You messed up
Messed
the
up the
timing.
time. Man,
But
it was
look,
almost guaranteed for
but
them to
look,
do that.
but look. There was a time we started going out for brunch, and I can't remember the name of the place, but it was mad people there. It would be people there that you hadn't seen, but
Always.
you know, friends of your family and all. You run a hey, you know, hey, how you doing? You see some of everybody in there going to brunch, and going to brunch stopped being a big deal. And I don't know when that started. I really don't, because it's like the only place that you knew serving brunch around here was like Golden Corral, which was open all day and was a brunch. It was like buffet style all day, every day. So that wasn't really special. And then some of the hotels may offer a brunch, but having a real cafeteria, like we had one here, it used to be called K&W. K&W had brunch. But what I've seen this year, I've noticed a few of the restaurants around here offering brunch this weekend. And I hadn't seen that in a little while. Not to that degree. Like the chicken and waffle spot we went to when you came.
Yeah.
He has a special brunch menu this year.
He
I don't know if this
to.
is the first time or not, but
He has to. You got chicken and waffles.
I'm telling you, and it's good. It's still good, but you know, the location that you and I went to, he
Right.
closed that one.
Oh, yeah, the new spot?
He closed that one because he had 3. He closed the one we went to, and he closed the one in Greensboro. And the original one, he moved to another place in Durham.
I don't think it was.
And
I just don't think it was COVID, though. Like, this spunk been lost before COVID.
Yeah, I think so. I just think COVID just perpetuated even further. Right. Like, drilled it down. It ain't happening. But I think it did kind of pull back from brunch before that, except for on Mother's Day. But Easter brunch, I think that fell back before COVID. I think. I'm not really sure. But I used to love brunch. But so growing up, our church was really big on the church calendar, like the story of Jesus and everything. So our church calendar was Lutheran faith. So in the Lutheran church, the church calendar and what we do follows the story that's in the Bible. It's a liturgical schedule, and it's really detailed. And so, like Advent, people don't know what the Advent season is leading up to Christmas. Nobody knows. Well, we know because we used to have a Advent candlelight dinner leading up to Christmas, and then of course we had the Christmas Eve and the Christmas services and stuff. New Year's was not a big deal, and I know most Black people are like, what? You didn't have watch night? No, we did not. I did not grow up with watch night, and I didn't grow up with that. Didn't. So I was whole grown when I was told what I'm supposed to be cooking for a meal on New Year's Eve. I was like,
okay, cool. All right. I don't feel bad. Okay.
No, don't feel bad because I didn't grow up with that. But I grew up in Black churches. But we didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. Our church was Lutheran. It was predominantly Black, but we had white people in the church too. We had it was like 50-40. It wasn't like 90-10. It was a lot of white people, a lot of Black people in our church, but we never did the watch night. We did everything else, but I don't know if that New Year's Eve tradition is based on the Bible or not. I don't know. People can comment in the comments. Put it in the comments if you do know. But I didn't grow up.
Derek said he grew up with watch night, and Derek's a little older than me, and I'm like, I don't remember watch night. And we was going to church a lot when I was like, in elementary school. I don't remember watch night until I got to about like 5th grade. I was like 10 years old. And then we went out for New Year's Eve service, and the service was so packed that it was a school across the street from the church. They used the school across the street to put people in and put the church service on the projection screen in the school.
But Derek, is that watch night based upon the Bible, or is it just church tradition? That's what I want to know.
I don't remember.
I want Derek to comment since he did all that. What's it based upon? Because I still don't know. And I was whole grown person. I was in college the first time I even heard about it. Right. And I never experienced it until I believe I was about 26, probably about 26 years old. And I went to a watch night service with my boyfriend's mom. That's it.
Yeah. And I was that was my first watch night. But that was at my grandma's church, which at the on my dad's side, which at the time was one of the biggest churches to me I've ever seen. I thought it was the biggest church in Philly, but then, Deliverance built their church, and then they was considered one of the biggest churches in Philly. And then next thing you know, here come Enoch. So then, that's that story to me. Now, somebody else might say their church is bigger. I don't know. But that's what I thought was the biggest churches at the time.
Well, Derek said it's just bringing in the new school year with the Lord. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with bringing in the school year with the Lord. I'm with the Lord. I carry the Lord with me everywhere I go every day. See, that's just me. But it's not something that I got used to. I didn't know that you had to have certain foods, and the foods meant something. For prosperity, you cook this. For love, you cook this. For financials, you cook this. I didn't know anything about that. Nothing.
OG Ray, let me see if he had that. No, he ain't say nothing about that New Year's.
No, I didn't know anything about it. But
okay. Deliverance Baptist, okay.
I just didn't grow up with that. But for Easter, in the rest of the seasons, it's the church seasons. It's based upon the Bible. And so one of the questions that I had for you was, how did you first learn what Easter meant? It's supposed to mean anyway.
Oh, we did a play. We did an Easter play.
Uh-huh.
That's how, like, the beginning of my Easter, we did a play.
You did a play in church or at school? In church. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we did any. I don't know if we did anything Christ-like in school. They tried to take Christ out of school.
Right.
They did, because they stopped calling it Christmas after a while, because it was Christmas when I was in before I got to 5th grade. After that, it was considered Xmas.
Oh, really? No, they just called it holiday in school where I'm from.
Yeah, they were saying
they just stopped saying Christmas. Like, we used to have a Christmas program. Yeah. And they changed it to holiday program.
They did change the holiday program. They did say holiday program. Yeah. Like I said, they tried to take Christ out of school. So certain parts of the history that you will read, they wouldn't put those in there. Like, they'll skip that lesson.
Okay. So BJ asked, why wouldn't y'all invite me or Derek on for this? Because we didn't want to. We wanted to just be me and Dennis talking about Easter in church. That's why. Now, if y'all want to come back on Palm Sunday, for Palm Sunday next week, we can do that. But this week is ours. Sorry.
We can do it next week.
What's going on next week?
Next week, we got an interview coming on next week.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we got an interview coming on, so we can't do it next week. But you know what?
Oh, that's right, because I have an event, and I was telling you. Yeah, that's right.
It's going to be early.
You might have to do it a little early or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I already got a schedule. Don't even worry about
That's fine. Well, they can come after Palm Sunday.
Right.
They can come afterwards. But yeah, I just.
That's crazy that you say that. Like he invite us to the Monday show.
He don't.
You know what I mean? It's cool when they do it. That's why. Let's get back to what he's doing.
Don't pay no attention to BJ.
When they do it.
But listen, in our church, I don't even remember when I first learned about it, because I grew up with it from childhood, from birth, with the first Easter egg hunt. And people get so upset about calling it Easter instead of Resurrection Sunday and get particular about that. It has the same meaning for me. I don't equate Easter to the Easter bunny. I equate it to being Resurrection Sunday when Jesus rose from the dead. Hallelujah. And every year we sang the Hallelujah chorus song in church. And I remember this from little vacation, from my first vacation Bible school. I remember all of that. And so, but I also remember reading the actual scriptures from the Bible in service. From the Monday, Thursday service on that Thursday when they had the Last Supper, to the Passion of the Christ on Friday, all the way through on Good Friday, all the way through Sunday service, resurrection. The third day he rose again from the dead. So I thought it'd be interesting to tell the people what Easter is supposed to be about. It's not about the Easter bunny and collecting the eggs. That's the part that you take your little children to, and that's the reason why grown folks don't go Easter egg hunting. It's for the babies. It's not for grown-ups. It's fanciful and it's fantasy, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm hoping to take my grandson to his today, his little 4-year-old self. I'm 4 years old. But anyway, seeing him go looking for them eggs is the cutest thing. But yeah, Easter is about the resurrection of Jesus. But first, I'm going to ask you a really stupid question because I already know the answer, but just for the sake of our conversation, do you believe in Jesus, Dennis?
Yes,
do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth?
Yes, ma'am.
I do too.
And I got baptized at an early age. I got baptized almost 30 years ago. No, it was 30 years ago. I need to get baptized again. I've done a lot of sinning since then.
Listen, okay, let's have another show on baptism.
Yeah, let's get to the Easter. Then we got a lot of Christians in the comments talking we ain't talking about Easter.
We're not explaining. We're just mentioning. Now he's critiquing us in the comments. Okay,
it's cool when they do it, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it's all right. Do you believe that Jesus died for your sins?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's get into what Easter means. Okay, so the whole importance of Easter is about the crucifixion of Jesus and the resurrection of the dead 3 days later. However, some people do not understand what the crucifixion was about. Now, do you know what the crucifixion is about, Dennis?
Well, is that when what is his name? Judas? That's his name, right?
Judas
went ahead and disobeyed the Lord, and next thing you know, they got upset and they went ahead and killed him, hung him on a cross and killed him and stoned him.
They hung him on the cross with two criminals. It was 2 criminals and him. That's why you see the 3 crosses.
Right. And
Jesus is in the middle.
And that's news.
Yeah. And to equate him to the other 2, like he's a criminal just like him. He's fake. He's phony. He's not the Son of God. And the believers were like, you'll see, because 3 days later, he ain't going to be in that tomb. And they believed, right? And so, but why was he hung? He was hung on the cross for you and me and all of us and all the sinful nature of all human beings that will ever walk the face of this earth. That's why he was hung on the cross. Now, people are like, what does that mean? You know, people always want you explain, and they say, well, what does that mean? Then you explain, and you say, well, what does that mean? You just get that over and over. What that means is he took on all of our sins This is the reason why God gives us grace, is because of Jesus. Jesus' sacrifice on the cross for us. So yeah, we're sinful. We walking around committing sin. Well, that's because we're humans. And the human nature is to be full of sin. And all that sin was put on the back of Jesus, and he died on the cross for our forgiveness. And then when he resurrected, he went back up there with his Father, and he sits at the right hand of God right now. That's where he's sitting. I believe that.
And that's when he said, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And the last words he said was, "It is finished." And that was it. Now, the story, you can go to, let me see, Jesus. Okay, in 1 Peter 2, verse 24, it says, Jesus bore our sins in his body on the tree. We know it was a cross on the tree, so that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds, you have been healed. So this highlights Jesus' sacrifice for us, right? And the healing that we get because he suffered for us. A lot of people don't get that. They don't know who Jesus is. You got a whole religion of people who don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God.
No.
They just believe he was a good guy that did righteous things and follow God, but they don't understand the covenant that Jesus made. That covenant, the reason why there is a New Testament is because of Jesus. And people don't understand that. The story, I believe, is Andrew. I can't remember who. Don't quote me on Abraham, somebody. But it was Abraham. Abraham had a son that God told him to sacrifice on the altar in the Old Testament. And he was obeying God. And he was about to have him sacrificed because God said so, to test his faith and his commitment to God. Well, we don't have to do that now because of the new covenant of the New Testament. Because of Jesus' suffering, we don't have to make blood offerings on the altar to please God. We don't have to do that because we have Jesus. And that's the difference. And that's the reason why people who love to quote the Old Testament to me on why we should treat certain people a certain way. I'm like, apparently you're not familiar with the New Testament. And they don't even know what I mean when I say that. Mm-hmm.
I'm here waiting to hear what was the difference on that from the Old Testament to the New Testament when you say that to them.
Well, it's like, okay, in the Old Testament, there's a scripture about pork and not eating pork, right?
Swine.
But because of the covenant of Jesus, we don't have to follow that adage anymore. That's the reason why when people say, "Well, I don't eat pork," because in the Bible it says, "Yeah, that was in the Old Testament." We living in the New Testament. There's a new contract, a new covenant made with God through Jesus. We don't have to do stuff like walk 10 steps behind the man. We don't have to do things like making blood offerings on the altar somewhere, or else there'll be an altar in everybody's house and you be slaughtering lambs and putting blood on it. We don't have to do that now. Why? Because we have Jesus. And people don't. That's the difference. Yes, the 10 Commandments are the 10 Commandments, but the 10 Commandments are there as the rules of living. And that's the reason why they're in the beginning of the Bible, to let you know everything is based on that. Yes. But there ain't no 10 Commandments in there that says, no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
There you go.
Let me stop.
Let me
stop. And see, that's another reason why I don't come on that show, because they don't want to mess with Sharon. They don't want me to say the things I won't say. But But yes, that's the whole purpose of the new covenant of the New Testament, which is Jesus.
Okay. That's good.
He took on the sins of humanity on himself on the cross and died. That's what Jesus died for our sins mean. People don't even understand. They're following it and don't know what that means. He died on the cross for our sins. What does that mean? People think that he just took, you know what some people think? Some people think that he died like he took responsibility for the crimes other people committed and just died for it. No, that's what they think it's about. That's not what it's almost like you, let's say you, Derek, BJ, and AB in a car, right? You driving. BJ in the front seat with you. BJ says, stop right here. And the three of them get out, go inside a bank. They come running out with cash saying, drive! And you take off. And then you let them out. But the cops only see you. And they arrest you. And you never tell on them. And you let them think that you committed this robbery. You did all this stuff. And it's just you. And only you go to prison. That's what they think Jesus is. That's not what this is. It's not the same thing. There's nothing to do with that. But some people think that. They don't understand the whole thing about the covenant. Jesus died for our sins and what that means. That's it.
Okay.
You can talk now.
No, I was letting you preach. Let her preach. Yeah, that's how I felt. I'm like, I'll preach. Yeah, they about to go deep into the Bible. But
he said, hey, yo, I'm out. Okay, bye. Yeah. Have a good day.
I'm just
maybe because I said BJ was in the car with you robbing the bank. Maybe that's why he said he out. I don't know. Or maybe he just got something to do. But yeah, like Derek said, Old Testament is about the law between man and God. Yes, the New Testament is the life of Jesus and his ministry, died on the cross and the start of the church. That's true. But it's also about the covenant. And that's the reason why we don't have to make those types of sacrifices that we had to do in the Old Testament. That's why we don't live that way anymore. Because of the new covenant. Yes. So my challenge to people listening who do believe is to read about what the new covenant is in addition to Jesus and the New Testament. Just Google it. Go to Holy Bible, go to the Bible Gateway and ask it to tell you about the new covenant. It's a lot of information on there. If you haven't learned about it, it's important to know, I believe. But Easter is a Resurrection Sunday. Easter is a very holy day because the story of Jesus is fulfilled. They rolled that stone away from the tomb. The stone is like pushed back. They come back to the tomb where he's supposed to be in there. Stone is rolled away. And they're like, they go walking into the tomb. His body is gone. Nothing left but the wrap laying on the thing. He's gone. Mm. So like he promised, 3 days later, he is redeemed. He is resurrected and he's gone. And so what did all those non-believers say then?
I have no idea.
Well, I believe it. I believe in it.
I always believe. I'm never not believe. I've always believed. Now I've been heathen. but I always believe. Never know.
Oh yeah. Look, BJ, listen. We know it's Thursday at 7 p.m. We
No,
know.
that ain't always been there. That's new. I've
I,
been
I
there.
got it.
I've
But
been there Monday through Friday.
it was on Monday. Well, they were doing a show in the evening on Thursday. It's always been on Thursdays, I thought.
No, I was on Mondays. He had a show on Mondays. His
Okay,
show
well,
came on right after June's Monday quarterback.
okay. Well, he has sent me the link. But whenever he has sent me the link, I have not been available. That's the only reason why I haven't come. And then as I started watching it, I was like, they don't want me on there because I'll be talking about some stuff. So I better just
Right. And
I better just
Monday
watch.
show was the one that I'm talking about. I ain't talking about Thursday show. I was talking about Monday show.
Oh, okay. So they're two different shows.
Two different shows. Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday show was
Thursday
the
is
show.
private. Yeah, Thursday is the private show, Dennis. I'm talking about the public show. That's
That's
on
what I
Monday.
said. Monday. Monday is the show
Yeah,
that's public.
that's the Monday one. And that's the one he used to invite me to too. But
And
I
Monday
can't.
I got
I can't
Warren
make it.
and
Most Mondays I can't make it.
got Warren and I think the other guy name is Bill. Or was it William?
But it's very interesting. But I have to say, sometimes I'll be screaming at the screen, be like, no. Oh Lord. But anyway, so are you looking forward to Easter service tomorrow?
I will not be at Easter service, but I will be hearing it electronically through my phone. But I won't be at Easter service.
You gotta work.
Gotta work.
Yeah. I don't have to work tomorrow. I still haven't decided if I'm going to the Sunday service or not, or if I'm going to watch it online. Of course, back in the day, we didn't have that type of option.
Well,
you either went or you missed it.
In my time, the only option we had was BET, and then they had a Bible channel. I don't think it was called the Bible channel. I think it was called something else. But they had a church channel that played church all day long.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was the only TV option of it.
Yeah, we didn't have back in my day. We didn't, when I was young, we didn't have any options like that. You either went to church or you missed it.
Right, and the one you missed, somebody always tell you, "Oh, you missed a good service last week."
Right, and that's the reason why most people, if they don't go any other day of the year, they go Easter Sunday.
Right.
Because they know the preaching gonna be on point, and at our church we have food, so people coming, and it wasn't just cookies and punch; it was real food.
Yeah, that's what it was. We're light refreshments. I haven't my mom's church when I was younger, they always had the kitchen down there. Let me get that part out the way, because that church did a lot. Summer camp, daycare. So they used to cook. You would smell it. You smell it. And then it start to smell up the whole church. Time to say amen. By the time I want to say by the time I hit about 10, 12 years old, they stopped cooking.
Really?
They stopped cooking.
Wow.
They all stopped cooking. So it was just like they just gave up. And I was just like telling people, like the church I go to now on Saturdays with Variety Outreach Worship Service is what it's called. I go to now on Saturdays from time to time. They have a meal after every service.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we can sum up Easter in one passage.
Resurrection Day, for those who don't like saying
Resurrection Day. Okay. They don't like Easter. Okay. We can wrap Resurrection Day up in one passage. So I'm gonna read it to you, okay?
I'm ready for it.
All right. I believe in God, the Father Almighty, creator of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, For y'all that don't know, Pontius was the person that sentenced him to die, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended into hell. And on the third day, he rose again from the dead and he ascended into heaven. People forget about him going down to hell and talking to the devil, telling him about himself. People forget about that part. Right?
I haven't even heard that mentioned. That is true.
Yeah.
Still no way to think about it. I ain't even heard that mentioned.
Yep. He ascended into heaven and is seated at the right hand of God, the Father Almighty. From there, he will come to judge the living and the dead. Jesus is the judge, y'all. He's judging. Right? He's judging, not us. We don't. Anyway, that's another story. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the Holy Catholic Church, small letter C. And the word Catholic means it's like a unified church. It doesn't mean the Catholic religion. It's small letter C, not capital C. The Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, and the resurrection of the body in life everlasting. Amen. That's called the Apostles' Creed.
What did you read that out of? For people who want to go study that.
Well, the Apostles' Creed, you can just Google it, Apostles' Creed, and you can find the creed, and then from there you can actually click on the explanation of the creed. But the Apostles' Creed is something we as Lutherans say in church service every Sunday. Then the Nicene Creed is even longer. It's this plus some other words. But
I didn't know that.
But the Apostles' Creed, yes, he appeared to the apostles before he ascended into heaven. Doubting Thomas was there, right? Thomas was one of the apostles. Yeah, and so the apostles, this is the creed that they wrote, I guess, after it all happened. This is what's going to happen, and this is what happened. And the apostles were witnesses to it. They always believed it was going to happen, except Thomas. I'm proud of Derek. Derek knows a whole lot. Go ahead, Derek.
No. Derek is about to be a deacon, or maybe he is a deacon right now.
Congratulations. Yeah. But anyway, I could go deeper.
BJ's also a deacon.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm not going to go deeper than that. I'm going to leave that for people to research if they want to. But
and OG, on the other hand, he used to do he used to do all the production for the church.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did all the church production. That's what he told me. Now he might have did more, but that's the conversation I remember we had. He did all the church production.
He was in the AV department doing all the audio visual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The creep or the creed, BJ? You read the creed every Sunday? Yeah, I do too. But yeah, that's what it's all about. That the Apostles' Creed sums up Jesus's life in a creed.
Oh, he said not yet. You'll be a deacon. You got question, Derek. Are you wearing a different suit for this Sunday? Like you got and BJ, because I know BJ he also got a bunch of suits and
y'all should put on some tan suits. Wear some tan suits on Easter.
They're wondering what did y'all get something special for this Easter?
He said Mo. What's Mo?
No, he said
maybe
maybe he meant. I think he typed too hard on his phone and the M and the N ain't working too well.
He got the M.
He tried to hit the D, he hit the P. So that's I think his phone, the glass on his phone was messed up.
No, I'm poor.
He got a lot of poor man got a lot of suits though. I only got 2 suits over here.
You know what, Dennis? I looked at my closet. I was looking for a black suit, right? Just started pulling all these suits. I got probably like 6 or 7 black suits alone. I was like, what in the? I didn't even know I had all these suits.
Man, I got two.
And most of them too big, can't wear them.
And you're gonna have to take them down and get hemmed up.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's
something,
gonna
but
that's
anyway.
gonna cost a lot. Unless you know somebody. Get your stuff hemmed up. You'll buy a $300 suit, but you want to get it, custom fit and hemmed up the right way. Cost you another $120. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's the meaning of Easter.
Yes.
Is there anything else you want to add about that? About the meaning of Easter?
No, I want to start treating Easter differently. I don't want it to be just another holiday, I don't think everybody get paid for Easter either.
Well, it's on a Sunday.
Some people work Sundays.
I know, but most people don't. Most people work Monday through Friday and have weekends off. Most, I won't say all, but my company actually lets us off on Good Friday. So I was off yesterday.
Okay.
And I get paid. It's a paid holiday by my company. And I appreciate it. And it really does set my whole mood for getting ready for Easter. It does.
Okay. Easter Monday.
Yeah. See, Easter Monday, to me, Easter Monday is just a day to continue praising God for the resurrection of Jesus and that he's there for us.
Yeah, we make sure that we do that. For sure. Like I said, I used to be a heathen. I used to just make sure I went to brunch on Easter Sunday. A lot of times on Easter Sunday, I don't even think I did anything. Because it wasn't nothing to watch.
Easter, for me, this is Easter, like I said before. Sunrise service, 6, 7 in the morning. Breakfast, 10 o'clock, Easter service at my first church, at my church. Sometimes we would go to the other church, but most of the time, let me tell you, breakfast was so early. By the time we get out of Easter service, we're hungry again. So my family would go to Easter brunch, usually at Stouffer's Hotel, downtown Dayton, had a brunch. And we would go to Stouffer's to eat Easter brunch.
Okay.
And then after that, go home, rest, watch TV with the folks. Whatever was on. I don't even remember what we used to have on TV on Easter, but I know. Yeah, they always showed the 10 Commandments on TV during this time. So, I know
I meant to say that.
To do with Easter, but
I never watched The Passion of Christ.
Well, see, The Passion of the Christ came later. That movie came later. I've seen it once, but it was so graphic. I don't really care to watch it again. But TV, like broadcast TV, where it used to be just 3 channels, not 125.
I ain't lived that life, so I can't say and tell you about that. It's 1,000 channels now. It's over 10,000 channels now.
Well, they used to, somebody's network would show the 10 Commandments leading up to Easter all the time. You always knew you were going to catch on TV. Even though it wasn't a made-for-TV movie, it was a movie that was in the theater. It was a movie, but they would show it. It's like every Thanksgiving, they show The Wizard of Oz. It still comes on. Every November.
I never watched The Wizard of Oz.
You can catch The Wizard of Oz every November on somebody's network.
Yeah, I never watched The Wizard of Oz.
You should.
My household was too black for that. We watched The Wiz.
It has nothing to do with being black.
No,
we watched The Wiz too. But we watched The Wizard of Oz when it first came out. Yeah, and 10 Commandments. Every year I watched the 10 Commandments. And if I catch it on this year, I'll watch it. But I haven't caught it, so I must have missed it already this week.
I need to watch what, Derek? Which one are you talking about?
You need to watch. You need to watch both of them. You need to watch. You need to watch the original. You need to watch. For me, watching the original Wizard of Oz helps you appreciate the Wiz better than you already do. It really does, because it explains where all this stuff come from and why the Wiz was so big for us. It wasn't just about Diana Ross and Michael Jackson being in it. It was about our interpretation of the original from our perspective. Well, you don't know what the original was, so you don't even know.
Mm-mm.
Well, you need to watch it. That's what I say. I agree with Derek on that.
Derek, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna watch it.
Well, you should.
I want to hear he's on down. He's on down.
Okay, you can still hear that. I'm saying, but you need to understand where that came from. Why were they easing on down the road?
Then I gotta meet the mean old line.
Yes, Dennis.
I'm just saying. That's just me. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna feel the same.
You're not supposed to. I said you need to watch it so you can appreciate the Wiz even more than you already do. That should make you want to see it. So don't you want to appreciate the Wiz even more than you already do?
You know what?
As much as you love it,
this is what we'll do. This is what
imagine loving it more.
As teammates, this is what we'll do, because we're teammates and this is the Side Jawn.
Okay.
You watch Sinners, I watch The Wiz. We'll come back in 2 weeks and have a conversation.
No, not The Wiz. You need to watch The Wizard,
of Oz. I'm sorry, The Wizard of Oz. And we'll come back in 2 weeks and have a conversation about
it. Okay.
Sounds like
I do not want to watch that movie. I don't, but I will. I don't want to see it. It's just too dark. I'm just sick of dark movies with us in it. Why is it that we can only get awards if we do something dark and heavy on screen?
Now, I'm going to tell you before you watch it, I don't feel as though he needed to be both characters.
I know you keep saying that. You're the only one I have heard say that too. The only one.
Yeah, I think me and Rashawn both said it at the same time, and I was like, you know what? Yeah. I felt the same way. They could have gave that role to somebody else.
You were lying, and okay. Yeah. Shout out to Time with Sean.
Time with Sean, you know he feels some of the same ways, man. Mm-hmm. We don't agree on everything, but some of the same ways. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's dark. BJ said it's dark. I've seen it twice, but I don't push that for everyone.
She has seen worse stuff in her life. It's just a movie. It's not something that's about to take over her life. She has seen worse things. She is a woman of Christ. She can watch things and know when the devil's in the room and know to leave. Okay? This ain't her first rodeo. She ain't 14.
I mean, that is true, Dennis. But I think because I'm old. I've seen so much already.
She has listened.
And for us to keep on making these movies that are of a certain type, it's distressful to me. That's all. It's like the last slave generation type movie that I've seen, that I went to see, was Harriet Tubman. That movie Harriet, which was great. I loved it, but I still could have done without seeing it, because I had swore I was not going to any more slave, Jim Crow, kill the black people, hate the black people movies. I said I was going to stop going to them because I get so angry about it. I'm angry. My Angela Davis comes out every time I see one, and I'm mad. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to see white people, and that's wrong. I don't want to carry that in my heart. You see what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
stopped
let me just say
watching
this
them.
to DJ because he told us he was leaving 40
I
minutes ago.
know he's still there.
I just wanted to say that part. He told us he was leaving 40 minutes ago. And this is the problem with his spirit. He just don't know how to leave things alone. That's the problem with his spirit. Maybe you should work on your own spirit and stop trying to pour your spirit in other people's cup. Maybe that's what you need to do. When you leave, just leave. How about that part? Didn't the Lord tell you to go? Why are you still here?
He said he don't like me half the time. Where'd that come from? That's not Christ-like, VJ.
You watch the movie, the spirits get into you, now it's bad. Can't nothing get into you that you don't allow in there. You ain't
tell him, Dennis. Yeah, tell him, Dennis.
You tell everybody, well, you can't go do that. Then you actually don't get into you. I walk with the Lord. Ain't nothing getting into me. I done been around killers and gorillas.
Wait a minute. He said that we are spreading false information about Jesus.
All right, man. I ain't going back. Like I said, I ain't going back and forth.
Do you see why I'm saying now? I haven't been. They don't need me to be on that show.
You see, he said he sent us a link to Thursday show. He ain't say he sent this one to Monday, right? That's just to let you know.
Monday is the public one.
It's the public
but
one.
He sent it to me before. I just was never available. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, they don't want me on that show. I told you that they don't want me on that show because I'll be busting some stuff. And no, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But nothing I said about Jesus is false, as far as I know, and as far as my teachings and what I've learned. In the Bible, I've read countless times. I don't even know how many times I've read the entire Bible. I can't even tell you how many that's been. But anyway.
Monday isn't a show for everybody. There you go. Thank you, sir. I knew it was something. Thank you.
The only thing I said is public. It's the public show. That's all I said. I didn't say who it was for. I don't know who it was for, but I know I watched the replay. It's good.
All I'm trying to say is this because this is just the way I feel. You're watching a TV show, a movie, all right? And if can't nothing control you, it ain't gonna control you, okay?
It's not.
It's straight like that. And the same way I was telling you about drugs. I don't let nothing control me like that. Only addiction I have is to food. That's the only addiction I have. I don't let nothing else control me. Because I already know how they go and they try to string you along and have you looking stupid. No, you ain't about to do that to me. I'm not doing all that. No.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No. That's how
he said now we don't want her on that show, especially with that towel in the view. And the towel he's talking about is my terrible towel because he hates my Steelers. But I don't care. And then he says Derek been on. Did we ask who's been on your show? No.
No, that's what's up. I'm glad you put Derek on. Derek deserves to be on.
I'm like, so okay. But anyway, anything else about Easter?
No, I'm going to try to do better things for Easter. So next year when we talk about Easter, I should have a family brunch going the next day. So we're doing on Saturday. Yeah, the next day I should have a family brunch going on Easter. You know what I mean? Invite the whole family over, have a brunch. Or maybe we go somewhere. One or the other. But I'm going to make it a memorable holiday. And I'm going to get the whole family together. People that usually don't get together, they'll lie and say, I got to work. They can't make it. I'm going to get all them together. Because you know how they do. Like you got that one cousin you ain't seen in years because they always lie and say they got to work, but they really don't want to be around family. I'm going to get them together. I'm going to lie to them and get them together.
How do you find out they're lying? No, I'm serious. How do you
got to work every holiday for 3 years straight?
I don't know.
You ain't been.
I worked 3 Memorial Days in a row. I did.
Now somebody gonna watch this and they're gonna call me, but I'm gonna say it's been since the pandemic. It's probably been longer than that. But since the pandemic, you ain't been to no family function. There's been a pandemic that could have easily wiped out the whole world. And you ain't think, you know what? I don't know how short life is or how long I'm going to be living. But let me start seeing some family. Not one time.
Some people are like that.
No, that's when I know you just lying. You just don't. You want to just stay in your little place. And then they got the nerve to get mad and talk so. You know, I seen Uncle such and such. He didn't know who I was. Mofo, you ain't been around. It ain't a picture of you on the social media, nothing. How we know what you look like 5 years? You know, even the government makes you renew your license and take a new picture after 5 years because you could be a whole different person.
Yeah.
And you expect us to, you know what? I'm gonna cuss. And I told myself to stop cussing. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna get them together. That's all. I'm just gonna get them together. I'm tired of them telling me they can't.
Maybe I'll bring my Easter dinner back. My Easter dinner.
Yeah, even if you just gotta start, you know, just you and your grandson. Even if it's just you and your grandson. Then other people get you know, once he start telling people, other people gonna get jealous. Because kids, that's the one thing about kids. They don't like to be left out of nothing.
No. Some adults too.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. Don't leave me out of nothing. You hear me? Don't leave me out.
They don't like to be left out. Hey, we was at such and such other day. Oh man, ain't nobody called. They said like, you ain't called me. Well, we ain't call them either. Put out a Facebook post. They seen. I ain't see it. Yeah. Am I on your algorithm? Yeah. Okay. Well, make sure you subscribe because there'll be another one.
Sometimes people are not. These algorithms are just messed up now.
Sometimes you got to change your algorithm. At one point, my algorithm was nothing but strippers and big booty girls, and
Lord have mercy.
That was all my algorithm. It kept coming by all the time. I had to change it. I had to change the strictly sports and get things together. You got to change your algorithm. You wonder why you getting certain commercials from places, you know, like Lowe's and all that, because they paying attention that you looking to build something.
Well, this gonna be me and my little grandson. This gonna be my little grandson. See my little grandson?
Yeah.
I hope to take him with me to Easter egg hunting today.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't done that in a long time. Like actually dye some eggs and boil eggs and all that.
Now, I ain't doing that part.
Yeah, I'm just saying I ain't done that in a long time. It used to be fun though, dyeing eggs and all that. Back when eggs was cheap, you know, when eggs was 79 cents for a cart. Now,
right.
Eggs was almost $8 at one point. I remember that.
At one point. I'm glad it went back down finally.
Yeah. Man, I'm not a big guy on candy. Certain candies I like, other candies I really don't care for. Certain ones I like though.
Well, you know what I like. Chocolate.
Yeah. And what's that orange and white candy? Candy corn? Can't stand
candy corn. I love candy corn.
Can't stand it. You can have all of it.
Well, I'll give you the cream of wheat and I'll take the candy corn.
Candy corn, saltwater taffies. You keep all that. All right.
I'm not a big saltwater taffy fan. And I don't like licorice or Twizzlers. I don't like any of that.
I like Twizzlers, certain Twizzlers.
None of them.
I'm very bougie when it comes to candy. Now that I am bougie about. I'm one of them dudes. On my birthday, I knocked out the piñata and didn't die for the candy. I'm one of them dudes. Like,
really?
Yeah. Where the real food at? I'm hungry.
Well, you gotta put the right candy in my piñata. And I can tell you right now, if there's no chocolate in there, I'm pissed. You can have the whole piñata if there's no chocolate in there. And I don't mean chocolate with nuts in it. Chocolate.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this day, I'd like to thank y'all for coming out. I know we got a little bit too religious, got a little too emotional for some people.
For some people.
We're not preachers, we're not pastors. We are just here to help
Yep.
educate the best way we know how to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't like the way we did it, I think you should go and educate yourself more
Mm-hmm.
so you get a better understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in my conclusion, which we call the final thought, I'm going to do better for Easter and my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to leave it to nobody else. I'm going to take that responsibility on. That's what I'm going to do. That's my final thought.
My final thought is give people the flowers while they're here. Celebrate Easter with your family because you never know how much longer they're going to be here.
Yeah.
And read your Bible if you're a believer. And if not, God bless you too.
Yes. And with that being said, God bless y'all. Great day. Have a blessed day.